Oh, Gerda's not here today.
I wonder what Gerda's up to.
Guessing she's either in the bedroom or in town. I can go up there and check to see if she's in the bedroom, but if she's not there, then, well, we can go into town. We've got a lot of stuff to do down there. That should be opened up.
Nice closet.
I was not expecting that. Do we see it on this video? We do not. Right, Gerda, are you in here?
I don't want to go back into Gerda's bedroom. She might catch me in there.
That's fair. Is she down here, perhaps? No, okay. Is there anything here I can interact with?
I wonder what Gerda's up to. I wonder...
It's the first time we've seen... Whoops. It's the first time we've seen that table without her being around.
I wonder... I wonder... I wonder... I wonder... I wonder... I wonder...
I don't think we're getting anything, okay? Very stylish. The car is still here.
Gerda's being a real pig about those car keys.
We don't know where those are. They don't appear to be in Gabriel's bedroom, and I'm guessing Gerda doesn't have them? So I'm not sure.
Gerda's been a Schloss Ritter, birthplace of Gabriel's genetic code.
On top of Rittersberg. Right, well, I can definitely have a chat to the postie, get the letter from Gabriel. And the Smiths mentioned they would be staying here. I'm guessing they are at the pub.
There's no one there.
There is now.
Guten Tag.
Grüß Gott, Frau Nakamura. Ich habe etwas für Sie.
I have something for you.
Oh, it's from Gabriel.
Ja, das ist vom Schattenjäger. Ja.
Oh,
No, I think you... Gabriel is a working partner and... Never mind. Danke.
Bitte, brauchen Sie noch etwas?
do you need anything?
My German isn't good enough for chit-chat.
I don't think so, not at this time. Did she call us in Schattenjäger, or did she say this is from the Schattenjäger?
Danke.
Bitte.
I think it was the latter, but Grace may have misinterpreted it. Okay, what did Gabriel say? One moment. That stamp.
Gracie, you decided to come over. That's great. Guten Tag and all that. I'm sure you and Gertie are hitting it off. Thanks for finding the werewolf book. I'm not sure what it all means, but it might be useful. About Ludwig II, you know, I think you might have something there. Ubergrau says there are 2 places you should check out. Ludwig had a castle called New Swan something, and there's a museum about him at here in chemistry. Something like that. I really think you should spend some time looking into it.
What was here in chemistry? Don't know. Gabriel's lying through his teeth here. He doesn't believe that connection is important at all. But it totally is.
Don't worry. Things are going very smoothly this time around. I've tracked a suspect to a hunt club run by a man named Von Glauer. He seems okay, but I'm sure there's something going on with at least one of the others. Don't worry, though. I met a police detective named Liebe, so I have backup. I'll be finished soon. Sit tight and enjoy your visit till I get there.
No address.
Gabriel.
What does he think? I'm on vacation here? And no address.
Thank you very much, Mr. Knight.
Oh. She's not happy. She explicitly asked for an address and she did not get it. Oh dear. Okay, so Gabriel definitely tracks a suspect, but he doesn't know who it is. He thinks Von Glauer, the leader of the club, is okay, so maybe Gabriel thinks he is not the alpha. But there's something going on with at least one of the others. I mean, the way they're behaving, I suspect all of them are werewolves, to be quite blunt. Maybe there's going to be a guest werewolf game later, and I'm going to fail it miserably. Alright, well, Gabriel's onto that. He realizes something's up. That's good. Well, let's have a look around. The Wrath House.
Guess they're closed.
Once again, doing your best FromSoft NPC impression. I can't imagine anything's changed here, but I'll check anyway. On the right, we have the pub, and I suspect that's where we're going to find this miss.
Von Rollick slept here.
That is exactly the same. Just looking at my notes, that was in 1750. It's a very unusual CG. I wonder what I'm missing. Alright, let's go to the pub. There they are. Alright, so let me put that off for a moment. Mr. Huber, do you have anything for me?
Herr Huber?
Yes?
Gabriel's case, okay.
I was wondering if you've changed your mind about telling me where Gabriel is. It's really important.
No. Sorry.
Oof.
Thanks.
Bitte?
For nothing. You're declining my help, dude, and it's going to bite you in the bum later, I think. Alright, so these are the Smiths. That is Emil and that is Merrill. And I honestly don't know if they are married or if she is his mother, because throughout the dialogue they express themselves as husband and wife, but then he whispered the word mother into her ear at some point. I didn't miss that. I saw it live and I've also looked at it in editing, and yeah, it's definitely there. So I don't know if that was a mistake or maybe they're just hiding that part of their relationship for now. Either way, I think we need to have a chat.
Hello there, dear.
Hi, I'm Grace Nakamura from the castle. Am I interrupting?
Heavens, no.
Have a seat, Miss Nakamura.
Well, I might. For a moment.
Isn't this nice? We just finished our breakfast. Do you want something?
No, thanks.
Good for you. I can never turn down food myself. Now you just tell us all about it, Sugar Pie.
About all what? Schussenjäger business? Because honestly, we don't know that much.
You mentioned the other night that you were a demonologist. What is that exactly?
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds, honey. What Emil and I really do is to help protect people.
Protect them from what?
Well, do you believe in the devil, Miss Nakamura?
I believe in good and evil, if that helps.
Oh, but Satan and his demons are real, and they will attack the living. And most folks don't know what to do once they've been attacked. We try to help protect people.
How can you protect people from demons?
Best protection is faith in God, of course. But sometimes faith isn't enough. Sometimes we have to delve into the supernatural in order to protect others. Your Schottenjoggers are just the same.
We are? I mean, he is?
Of course. The warriors of light are rare these days, but they do exist all around the globe.
That's interesting. I just read about a group called Manos del Sol in Brazil. So the Ritters aren't the only Schottenjägers.
Well, they're probably the only ones to use that title, but others have been chosen for the battle.
I was going to ask about the Brazilian group as well, but no, Grace beat me to that. Faith in God, though? I mean, the closest thing we've got to that is Medallion. and that is definitely a quote-unquote magical object. Blessed by God, perhaps? Who knows? Can I talk to you about any of these subjects, please?
Do you know anything about King Ludwig II?
Sure, we saw his castles, didn't we, Mother?
We sure did. Why do you ask?
It's complicated.
Well, I found a letter in the Schottenegger library warning Ludwig about the Black Wolf.
Who wrote the letter?
One of Gabriel's ancestors, a Schottenegger.
Seems like whoever was using me as a megaphone helped you find that letter. Perhaps you should follow the path something's pointing at. Look into Ludwig.
I intend to.
I think she's putting it on. The Black Wolf.
The other night you said something about the Black Wolf. What did you mean? Where did you hear that name?
I wasn't the one talking.
That audio.
I don't understand.
Well, that's quite all right. The point is, it would be a very good idea to answer those questions, and we must work together to do so.
Oh God, do we have to?
Of course I'll help you, Pumpkin. I'd like to know myself, wouldn't I? It isn't every day one's taken over by a disembodied spirit, and I don't much care for it, thank you.
You're not talking about a seance, are you?
Oh, heavens no.
Thank God.
Emil's right. I'm much better at tarot cards. I can read for you or for someone else if you prefer.
Oh God, here we go. You mentioned the other night, though. I thought that was last night. Is more time passing than I think? I don't know, because at the end of chapter 3, they said, we're going hunting tomorrow. So I assume when we switch back to Gabriel, chapter 5, we'll be going hunting again, and that means that no time is passing, apart from, just overnight. Let's keep interrogating.
Are you sure you don't know anything about the Black Wolf?
I never did, dear. I told you. Really, you mustn't confuse the vessel with the voice. All I remember was seeing a very bright flash like lightning. Next thing I knew, Emil had me outside. Whatever it was very powerful. Very powerful.
I've never had a stroke chat. Would that be similar?
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do my tarot reading.
Don't you worry now. I know what I'm doing. Push your vital energies into the cards.
This deck is rigged. I can already tell.
This is your soul card. That which applies to all of your lifetimes. It's the Empress. Oh, that's a good one.
What's it mean?
It means that your soul's journey is one of leadership. There's great strength here and intelligence. This card represents what you're like in this lifetime. It's the Chariot. Self-discipline, control. You need to feel you have a plan, that you're testing your abilities. The Chariot's very masculine. In combination with the Empress, it tells me that you're currently exploring your male side. You will seek out great achievement, but it does have its price.
Doesn't sound anything like me.
Agree.
Yes, dear. The third card represents the other. You've pulled the Magician. Who is he, dear?
Excuse me?
Your other, the Magician. Oh, this is a very powerful card. Major Arcana.
My other?
Everyone has an other. Let's see. I bet it's the Schottenjäger. What's his name?
The Schottenjäger? Gabriel Knight.
A name of power. He is powerful, this one. The Magician is dexterous and cunning, mischievous and manipulate.
That's Gabriel, all right.
And very strong with magical and occult powers. Now, this is interesting because your card, the Chariot, is all logic and reasoning, while his, the Magician, is spiritual and intuitive. You two are quite a pair.
All sound true.
The fourth card shows what you're trying to achieve at this moment, your immediate destiny. It's the Strength or Lust card.
Lust?
Not that kind of lust, dear. It's a trial card, finding the strength to continue some difficult journey. It also represents the integration of conflicting energies. That must be your chariot and his magician energies. Strength also means bonding those energies, loving without judgment, learning to love the beast.
Uh-huh.
Not gonna happen.
What is this trial, dear? Do you know?
Well, Gabriel and I are involved with a case right now.
It will be a hard time. You must let your love give you power. Use the positive energy of your union or you may not succeed.
I think you have the wrong idea. Gabriel and I just work together.
Yes, dear. But if I might just suggest, when you're facing negative forces, the positive energy of love is a very vital weapon. You make yourself vulnerable when you resist your own tools.
Well, that's been helpful.
I hope so, dear.
I think Gabriel would have exactly the same reaction if he heard this. Oh boy. Fighting with the power of love? No thank you. Just quietly, I do think they will hook up at some point.
Maybe we should do a reading for Gabriel.
Oh, let's! It's a little like spying on someone unawares, but what the heck? Reach out to the cards and to think about his essence.
Okay, but if we get a bad reading now, is that on us?
His soul card is the magician. Yes, dear, it reflects your other exactly.
Well, maybe, but I'd rather hold out for David Copperfield.
And his lifetime card? Oh, goodness. The lovers.
You mean the sole purpose of his life is in his pants? Doesn't surprise me.
True.
It's not what you think, dear. It's a duality card. As a lifetime card, it refers to Gabriel's own duality. Good versus evil, physical pleasure versus spiritual growth, that kind of thing. His challenge is to integrate the conflicting parts of himself. Until he does, he'll never find peace. And you will find peace when you acknowledge all of him. Find a way to love the worst as you already love the best.
You're really reaching.
Mother.
His other is the High Priestess.
Are they
Let me
married
guess.
or not?
That's me, right?
No, dear, it's not. The High Priestess represents psychic mysteries, deep wisdom. This is a very different energy from your earthy one. This must be our connection. To the voice, dear! Someone is trying to communicate with Gabriel. This force is represented by the High Priestess.
That's not much help. What about the Black Wolf?
But it is a help, dear. The High Priestess is a spiritual guide card if ever there was one. The message must have been a warning.
If this force is connected to Gabriel, and if he's so very psychic, then why doesn't it just go to him? Why say it to me?
Maybe Gabriel's blocked. Maybe he's purposefully blocking. There is that duality business. Let's go on and see if it becomes clear. The fourth card, remember, represents the current situation. It's death.
Oh. Nothing to worry about then.
Now, you just leave interpretation up to me, Sugar Pie. It's a transformation card, dying to one thing and being born to another.
Yep.
It is painful, but it isn't necessarily bad.
It's a spiritual death.
Two of Wands. Oh, my.
What?
A 2 is not good here. Wands is Mars in Aries. That's a war card. In conjunction with the death card, there are 2 possible transformations.
2 transformations?
Yes, dear. Gabriel is waging a spiritual battle. The transformation might be good or evil. That must be the purpose of the High Priestess. She's trying to guide him.
So you think he really might be in danger?
Oh, yes, dear. Gabriel's very essence is at stake. If he takes the wrong path with his powers, Imola and I will stay in town. You must let me know if anything else happens that we can read for clues. Let the Force use you.
I don't know what to make of any of this.
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
I mean, there's two massive problems here. Firstly, I still can't tell if they're married or not. I don't think they are. She said he is her husband, and that's... I mean... he's referring to her as mother. That makes zero sense. Secondly, tarot reading. I have never really looked into it at all, but based on what we just saw there, I feel like you can draw whatever cards you like, and then draw whatever interpretation that you like. You can basically embellish whatever is coming out. To be clear, I don't think anything she said is untrue or not in line with the plot. The question we've got is, who is the High Priestess? As we were going through that, I thought, ooh, Gerda, but Gerda was there, so I don't think it's her at all.
I don't have anything else to say to the Smiths right now.
Neither do I.
I don't have anything to say to Herr Huber at the moment.
Do we have any notes on this?
Gabriel claims he's doing just fine on the case. He's investigating a suspect at the Hunt Club. He didn't send an address. Fine. I have my own eggs to fry.
Never heard of that statement before.
An interesting note. Seems like I'm hearing from a few different sources that the Ritters aren't the only hunters of evil around. Mr. and Mrs. Smith consider themselves crusaders. There's a group in Brazil, and Mrs. Smith says there are others. Curious. Be on the lookout for this. Maybe they can help teach me a few things. And Gabriel, assuming he can learn.
I immediately thought of that last page in the werewolf book about Manos del Sol or whatever it was. What do we have? Seen that?
Werner Huber says that Ludwig II was the last...
We've seen that. It talks about Mrs. Smith here.
Mrs. Smith thinks that Christian Ritter's letter to Ludwig about the Black Wolf, and her own warning about the Black Wolf so soon thereafter, are pointing the way to Ludwig. She says I should look into him. While I may not totally buy her logic, I can't help but agree with her.
I can't agree, but I mean, the game's pointing us in that direction, so we have to do it.
Last night, a man and woman from Pennsylvania showed up at the castle to meet the Schottenjäger. The woman, Mrs. Smith, seemed to go into a trance and warned me about the Black Wolf. 3 Black Wolves? That's a little hard to believe. I'll keep this under the Black Wolf section until I learn more about it.
Hopefully you're not going to move it around, because it looks like it's under the Ludwig II section or the Smith something section. Smith Wolf.
Mrs. Smith claims to not know anything about the Black Wolf. She says she was channeling the message from someone else.
High Priestess.
She says she doesn't know who, but that the Force was very powerful. She wants to help get to the bottom of it. I suppose I could use the help, even if she is a bit odd. Yeah, and the Grand Canyon's a bit deep.
What has been misspelled here? The Grand something? I don't know what that is, but I suspect it's an in-joke or something. Is that the last page? Okay. What is that? Whoa. Okay, I must have skipped that. Yeah, definitely saw that. I did not see these 2 pages. I must have accidentally clicked there.
Okay, I'm going to log this, even though I have no idea if it's complete garbage or not, just in case it means something later on. Mrs. Smith did Gabriel's tarot. and mine. Basically, she claims that there's this high priestess, a powerful feminine spirit guide, trying to warn Gabriel about this black wolf stuff and assist him because Gabriel is in deep doo-doo. He supposedly got this dual nature, yeah, Dumb and Dumber, and he's going to be going through one of two possible transformations. The spirit guide is trying to help him pick the right one, supposedly not just for him, Gabriel, but for herself and/or someone she represents as well, maybe one of his old creditors.
No, I think she's referring to you, Grace.
Also, I'm supposed to help by using my positive feeling energy for Gabriel. Unfortunately, I don't have any, so my pissed off feeling energy will have to do. All this involves a difficult trial, etc. Bottom line, if there is some sort of spiritual guidance for this case out there, I'm more than willing to talk to it. Other than that, I hope Mrs. Smith is wrong about how bleak this all looks. She certainly is wrong about some things, because what she's talking about doesn't sound like a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, she mentioned love earlier. No thank you, not with Gabriel. Okay. Got nothing to do in there. What about the church?
St. Georg Church.
Again, Georg.
St.
I'll never get over that. Anything back here? Oh. Gerda and Wolfgang.
Gerda's here. I wonder what she's up to.
That was automatic. I only clicked once. She put the heart there very clearly.
Gerda was in love with Wolfgang.
Oh my god, that audio level. Does it make sense now, Grace? She wasn't bonking Gabriel.
Boy, do I feel stupid or what.
You should.
I really should apologize, but I don't want to interrupt her. Maybe there's something else I can do. Grace Nakamura.
I can't do anything in here. Can I give that to you? No. There are flowers outside. It's time to kiss and make up, Grace.
I wonder what kind of flowers these are. I
don't care what they are, rip them up. No?
I wonder what...
Oh, the roses. We've seen that many times. Where is it? Up here? So, is the secret passage still open? It is. I thought I opened it last time at the end of the previous video, but it didn't stay open.
I don't want to go back into Gerda's bed.
This is such a tense FMV. And for no reason. I wonder how they do green screen walking downstairs like that. Like, do they cover the entire stairs in green carpets or a green sheet? And the actors have to carefully walk their way down without slipping? Don't know. Yeah, once again, that facial expression. Those roses, surely we can grab one of those and give it to Gerda. We're taking a couple. Will that be enough to purchase an apology?
I'll leave the other roses on the bush.
4 roses.
They're beautiful, but they won't last long in my coat. They're beautiful.
Will they last long enough for us to get to the church? If not, then I'm not sure how to get them down there.
They're beautiful.
Not that way, Grace. They're still fresh.
I don't want to disturb her.
Right, Gerda, I'm sorry. That doesn't look like 4 roses.
There. That's better, don't you think?
What if Wolfgang hated roses?
I'm so sorry. I was an idiot.
Gabriel and I, we never...
I know. It's my fault. It's Gabriel's fault. He never tells me anything. I don't know why he didn't want me on this case.
He's trying to protect you.
Maybe he just...
Don't even try to make excuses for him. Still, he's up to his neck in it, I think. Will you help me out with something?
Of course.
Give me his car keys.
I have to do some research on Ludwig. I want to go see some of his castles.
Take Gabriel's car.
She had the keys, damn it.
There's a map of southern Bavaria in the car. Ludwig's castles are all marked.
Convenience.
Thanks. Good luck.
And yeah, don't do anything stupid while we're gone. Don't burn down the house.
I think she wants to be left alone. Grace Naka.
We can access the map as Grace. So why will I need to go back to Ritzesburg to have a chat to those people at the pub? And also to post something at the end of this chapter, I guess. Gabriel's car keys.
Gabriel's car keys. He'd have a fit if he knew I had them. Gabriel's car keys.
Alright, let's drive. That car engine sounds a bit sick. Oh god, that's almost as bad. Okay, we're at the city of Munich. I can't even pronounce that. Ritzesburg, that's where we are. And I can't pronounce that either, oh boy. The new Schwanstein? Any U means new, I think. But I don't know what the rest of it reads. Here in chemistry, yeah. Here in chemistry, I don't know. Don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know German, chat. Let's start from the left. Ooh. It's a picture though, and not a render, but whoa. Alright, so we have this. We are at the entry hall. I click somewhere here and we just teleport inside. We have a tour tape, whatever the hell that is.
Our tour begins in the entry hall. Ludwig II lived from 1845 to 1886. He assumed the Bavarian throne at the age of 18 when his father died. Ludwig's passion was building castles. He built 3 during his lifetime: Linderhof, Herrenchiemsee, and Neuschwanstein. Plans for a 4th castle, Falkenstein, were underway when he died. In addition to his obsession with building, Ludwig also had a passion for classical heroic German mythology, a taste he shared with the German opera composer Richard Wagner. Neuschwanstein is decorated throughout with themes from these stories, most of which directly relate to Wagner's operas.
Alright, are you taking notes, everyone? This is going to be on the quiz at the end of the playthrough. Oh my god, the game's being educational, I think. I've got a feeling that's not related to the game at all. This is basically just history, because I did see in my testing that if I go about settings and historical figures, blah blah blah, you can find more about it at your local library. So I suspect that's where this is going. And I thought that might have been a narrator, but it might have been that person who just walked off.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
Our tour begins. Ludwig in a...
Okay, so the guard just walked off naturally.
These scenes seem to tell a story, but I have no idea what story.
Hammering steel, forging swords.
These seem These scenes seem to tell a story, but I have no idea what story.
Do we need to learn that?
The paintings in this room are from the Siegfried saga.
These scenes are from the Siegfried saga. These scenes seem...
The paintings in this room are from the Siegfried saga.
These scenes...
Don't expect me to learn anything about that unless it is essential. We have a door there and an exit there. My god.
I wonder where that door leads.
The closed door leads to the tower, which is not part of the tour. The king was making his way to this very door when he was arrested in 1886.
Just looking through our notes, I don't have a date of death or a year of death of the king. He was definitely still around in 1864 and 1880.
I wonder why Ludwig was going to the tower the night he was arrested.
The closed door leads to the tower, which is not part of the tour. The king was making his way to this very door when he was arrested in 1886.
Okay, that's 6 years after the latest date that I've got written down. Okay. I'm just going to wait for you to leave again, if that's all right with you, because I want to see if we can go through that door. So I've got a horrible feeling I might be waiting a while because I had to wait for that entire narration on the left-hand side, and then you walked off at the end of it.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
I don't want to be bothered waiting for you to leave. Anything else in here? Lovely chandelier, maybe I can drop that on you.
Art Ludwig in a...
Come on. I just need to see him leave and then see if we can go through that door. Here he goes. I think it is important that he's walking off.
I wonder why Ludwig...
And now he's gone. If we leave and come back, he will come back. Oh god. Okay, so if you walk forward, then go back down there, that takes us to this room here. There are 2 exits here.
You are now standing in the king's bedroom. The theme of the bedroom is Tristan and Isolde, the tragic love story retold in Wagner's opera. The opera was given its first performance in Munich in 1865, and a 20-year-old Ludwig attended. This is probably the most elaborate and expensive bedroom ever created. It took 14 wood carvers 4.5 years to create this room. It was this kind of extravagance that bankrupted the king. In the years before his death, he found it increasingly difficult to find money from any source.
Yeah, that seems a bit excessive. 4.5 years to create one room? Oh boy. I saw you in there earlier.
You are now standing in the king's bedroom. It was...
Just making sure I've got that written down, because I think that is important. Ooh.
The richly carved bed, with its canopy, resembles a Gothic building and its turrets. The bed's draperies were handmade by dozens of Bavarian seamstresses.
I'm not seeing turrets there.
Maybe Ludwig thought all this luxury would help him sleep.
Did he have nightmares as well, perhaps? Like Gabriel does and his father had.
Did they have running water in 1886? Did they have...
Don't know. Can't answer that.
Did they have... Maybe Maybe...
I can't see anything that I can steal.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
Alright, so is this room empty now? It is.
This is the king's living room. The walls are decorated with scenes from the Lohengrin saga. The king first saw Wagner's opera Lohengrin when he was 16, and it so affected him that he considered it a form of enlightenment. The tragedy of Lohengrin was his essential loneliness. This, too, was Ludwig's own fate. Ludwig withdrew more and more into his fantasy world of epic heroes and absolute monarchy. An ideal he was determined to create in his castles if he could not have it in his real life. He only wanted to be alone with his dreams, so much so that even his servants were kept at a distance and were not allowed to look at him.
What were you afraid they'd see?
Sounds like the ideal, immature lifestyle, I guess.
I don't think the guards want to be...
I feel a bit intimidated by her height. Okay, we can go down there. We can go back.
The Miracle of the Grail.
Yeah, I think we all know about that one. These linens look seriously expensive and seriously old.
I was thinking that maybe would be something. She's going to walk into that room at some point, or we can get in here before she comes in. And that makes me think that maybe we can steal something in here. But I'm not seeing anything here.
These linens look serious.
I don't know why you're saying linen. I'm trying to look at the table. Okay, what's down here? Whoa. Damn it. Clicked on that just as she was leaving. The white swan.
More swans.
The swan motif is featured throughout the castle, but it is particularly prominent in this room. Both the swan and the lily were symbols Ludwig associated with himself. They represented his ideals of majesty and purity. The painting behind the swan shows Lohengrin's arrival.
More swans.
I can't click on the painting. Whoa.
This is a reproduction of the grotto from the Tannhäuser saga. In such places, Ludwig could pretend he was one of his beloved mythic heroes. As the grotto personifies, the castles were solitary playgrounds built for Ludwig alone. He believed the masses were too coarse to appreciate fine art, and he seldom entertained guests. In fact, Ludwig had a standing order that upon his death, the castles were to be destroyed. Fortunately, the estate was in such debt that the castles were opened for paying tours only weeks after Ludwig's death. They haven't closed since. It is one of the great ironies of Ludwig's story that the castles that he was thought insane for building are now considered Bavaria's finest treasures. They have paid for their construction many times over.
That is indeed an irony, and someone's coming in here. He's built his own personal playroom so he could live his fantasies without any interruptions.
I don't think I can almost picture Ludwig in here. I wonder what he really dreamt about in this room.
Like a child.
I can almost...
How many rooms are there? Holy shit. And I mean, where is this all going? Where did I just come from? That way. This is so confusing.
This is the king's study. Ludwig spent much time at his desk writing letters, drawing up plans for his projects, and studying his favorite authors. He loved poetry, history, and the classics. In later years, he also studied the occult. What affairs of state he did reluctantly attend to were generally attended to alone at his desk in writing. His reluctance to meet with his heads of state and perform the duties of the king were one of the reasons for the charges brought against him in 1886. But Ludwig dreamt of true kingship and a true monarchy, and the small powers left to him after Bavaria's succeeded power to Prussia only incited his disdain and frustration.
I doubt there's anything left in there now. Besides, the guard would kill me if I touched it.
But this is one of the few things that I can zoom in, and you mentioned something about a guard.
I wonder why he was studying the occult before he died.
Did he learn something about the wolf, perhaps?
I wonder...
1886, though, just looking at my notes. So Christian sent the letter in 1864, so he lived at least 22 years later. That was when he was arrested.
The studied paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser saga and the Wartburg castle.
Ah, look at that. Naked breasts. There's no button there. I do wonder if we can touch that when the guard leaves. If she does indeed leave. I think she will, I just need to be patient. And then, where did I come from? I think I came from there. This layout is so confusing. Ma'am, I just need you to walk away, please. Pretty please. No. Oh god. Let's wait for her to come here. Guard. I'll cut this out.
I doubt there's anything left in there now.
No. Alright, so let's take a look at what I assume is a ballroom.
This is the final room of our tour, the Singers' Hall, It was modeled after the Singers' Hall of the Wartburg Castle, where minstrel competitions were held in the 13th century. The hall was built for small private concerts, but Ludwig himself never gave one here. It is said that during the last few years of Wagner's life, he came to Neuschwanstein frequently and performed for the king alone in this room. The hall is probably best known for its enigmatic wolf paintings.
Oh my god.
The original paintings were from the Parsifal saga, but in 1882, Ludwig had them replaced, supplying the description and titles of the new paintings himself. While all the other rooms in the castle show scenes from Wagner's operas, the scenes in this room are not from any opera that anyone can identify. It is yet another of the many mysteries associated with the life of the fairy tale king.
Right, so I've got a date written down from 1880. I would need to go back through my notes and have a read of that. I think it was in... it wasn't in there. It was in one of the books we sent to Gabriel, and Gabriel does not want to read it. It was in the same book that mentioned Lewis. And they had a relationship or something up until 1880. And it was just mentioned here that these pictures were here until 1882, and then Ludwig replaced them with pictures of wolves.
Why would Ludwig have wolf paintings in his castle? Why?
Did Ludwig become a werewolf, perhaps? Who knows? Alright, so why is the sword out if I can't click there?
The hunters tracked down Engelhard and Hildegunde.
There must be a story behind these wolf paintings. But what story?
I suspect that's what we need to figure out.
This is the final room of our tour. The hall is...
Alright, listening to that again. Right, well, we have two exits.
The wedding feast of Hildegunde and the Baron.
This is all very fascinating and all, but I do wonder how relevant any of it is to the actual game. It is so hard to navigate this, holy shit. What's over here? Oh, fuck. You would think that would lead somewhere else, but no. Okay, so what's in this other room? And what have we learned, really?
This is Ludwig's private chapel. The king was a devout Catholic, as were all of the Wittelsbacher rulers. They supported the Roman Church even when other European countries were dominated by Protestantism.
Yeah, religion has never been my thing, chat.
It's a beautiful crucifix. Ivory and gold. The Black Madonna of Altadine. I wonder what her story is all about.
We are getting points for looking through this, though.
The stained glass window depicts St. Louis receiving the last sacraments. The paintings above the altar depict St. Louis surrounded by the seraphim. An interesting side note. For a period of about a year, the Louis images in all three castles were ordered to be covered up with black cloth on the unfathomable whim of the king. The paintings above the... An interesting side note.
When was that?
An interesting side note.
It doesn't say when, but it said for about a year. And Louis was the name that I wrote down earlier in my notes, that Ludwig and he may have hooked up after Ludwig saw him performing. Right, well, this has all been very fascinating and also very boring, but I think I might have to call the video here because it's coming up to about an hour. I really don't know what the purpose of this place is.
Scenes from the opera Tristan and Isolde.
I wrote that down thinking it's important, but I think the biggest clue here is the Singers' Hall.
Scenes from the opera Tristan and Isolde.
There was an opera depicted in this hall, but for whatever reason, Ludwig took it down and replaced it with this.
There must be a story behind these wolf paintings, but what story?
Indeed. That's got to be something. Alright, so hopefully you got something out of that, because I didn't.
I wonder why Ludwig was going to the tower the night he was arrested.
And I do wonder if there's more to do here. Maybe getting through this door, maybe checking out what was in... oh, which room was it? I mean, that looks sus as hell, but we can't interact with it. There's definitely this.
I doubt there's anything left in there now. Besides, the guard would kill me if I touched it.
Maybe we need to come back in here at some point. I don't know. For now, though, I'm going to call it quits on this video. We'll check out the other area, and hopefully it's a little bit more interesting in context of the actual game. I feel we've been told some important information here, but I don't know how to parse it just yet. Alright, back shortly.